Hmm. Dzień dobry, witam dr Shivani. Chciałabym w imieniu wszystkich osób zainteresowanych Ajurwedą w Polsce i zainteresowanym kursem dla konsultantów zadać Ci parę pytań. To wspaniale, że możemy gościć Ciebie tutaj na żywo u nas i bezpośrednio. Jest to dla nas bardzo cenne źródło. Jesteś lekarzem Ajurwedy, bardzo praktykującym na całym świecie, z wieloma projektami. Przypomnę tylko, że dr Shivani jest fundatorką Shivani Ayurveda, jak również jest nauczycielką bardzo, bardzo wielu konsultantów praktykujących w Polsce. Teraz przetłumaczę na angielski, pozwolicie. Hello, Dr. Shivani. I would like to ask you some question on behalf of people interested in Ayurveda and interested in in your course. It is great pleasure for me to ask you directly. This is very valuable resource for us to learn directly for you, for Doctor of Ayurveda. I would like to I remind all that you are the founder of Shivani Ayurveda, and you are the teacher of many consultants practicing in Poland. Can you tell me how many there have been? You remember maybe?
I have lost count. Thank you so much, Monica. I have lost count, and thank you so much for having me today. And I'm really happy to answer the questions. Well, my consultants are working all over Poland, so it's difficult to count, but they're all over the world as well because I've been teaching this course since 2004.
Oh, wow. Along. And chciałabym dzisiaj zadać parę pytań. Dostajemy wiele pytań od osób zainteresowanych Twoim kursem na konsultanta Ajurwedy. Mam nadzieję, że odpowiesz nam na parę pytań i wiele z tych pytań powtarza się, więc zadam te, które są najbardziej popularne. We get a lot of questions from people interested in your course, ACOC. And could you please answer a few of them? And of course, many of questions are repeated in our correspondence to ACOC, to Shivani Ayurveda Poland. And the first one is there are numerous courses in Poland, and why should I choose your course?
That's an amazing question. Well,
Yes.
the most important thing in Ayurveda, is emphasis on the heart. So, heart-based knowledge is basically practical knowledge. So, the course knowledge is a very practical knowledge, which is based on my working experience rather than books. With my history of traveling to many countries and civilizations and doing consultations there, I see what you need in the West with Ayurveda, what really is the requirement. And the course is practically based on this rather than a lot of theory and, learning books and reading books, and then you don't know where to apply it. So when you read anything and when you can just use it and when you learn it and when you use it, and when people around you are starting to listen to Ayurveda and what you're saying, that's what this course brings in your life, a very practical approach. But besides this, what has really been my heart-centered work is my ability to touch each of my student. So in the course, we're having this one-on-one conversations about the person's own challenges, whether it be health or whether it be his inability to feel, himself or not being able to handle the stress which he's been put in, never feeling good enough. It can be a lot of things. Sometimes it's very difficult to speak what you're feeling inside in a group, for example. And that's why all the psychological places, all the courses are full of people who are looking for their own solution. And in this course, we have this one-on-one deep coaching with me, which is really helping you to open up and speak And I love this part because I can practically say that I've spent 2.5 hours with each of my students, which is such a deep learning experience for me also, because the way they open up, the way we figure out things together, we find their inner balance. I absolutely love that in my course, which I think is uniquely special. And besides this, there's really the topics which we really need to see, the deep balance of the mind and the body, So the course is half for the body and half for the mind. So it is just
Yeah.
like a balance, 3 weeks we are with the body and 3 weeks we are with the mind. So it's the mental part is also based on my work and my practical approach of helping. And the greatest skill you can learn from the Ayurvedic psychology is your ability to communicate, your ability to reach yourself and communicate how you feel, your ability to communicate with the people who are in your family, your ability to communicate with your friends. And definitely that expands into your ability to communicate with your clients. And when we are heard and when we are able to hear the other people out, we are able to apply Ayurveda in a much practical way and a much effective way. And obviously the PDFs, the videos, but the weekly classes, which obviously is a very important part. You're not alone with the materials, trying to figure out yourself, because sometimes in the classes when I ask the students, what did you understand from the material, we came to the conclusion that they understood it completely different than what the material was starting to show. So the limited number of people which we are having in our groups make sure that we effectively deliver this quality of Ayurvedic education, which is difficult to find in many courses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It's true. Teraz zadam jeszcze jedno pytanie, które się bardzo, bardzo często powtarza. Now I ask the second question. Is it just the course for future consultants only? Of course, I know the answer because it was very great transformation for me, for myself, and I know because I'm example for this. Oczywiście powiedziałam doktor, że to ja właściwie mogę sama udzielić odpowiedzi na to pytanie, ale posłuchajcie odpowiedzi doktor. Ja jestem również przykładem na to, jak wielka transformacja zaszła w moim życiu po tym kursie. Yeah, please, doctor.
It's a very interesting question because the vision behind this program was to empower all the holistic practitioners, yoga teachers, and Ayurvedic people, healers, to give them this tool of my work, my practical work, so they could help a lot of people. So that's how the circle started. So definitely it has a future of being a consultant, but this is not the complete story. Individually, this course is a dynamic personal transformation. You change. And most of the time,
Yes.
people are smiling. They're saying, like, oh, she's just maybe talking in the first class that you might change, but you change on a very deeper level. And this transformation, what comes in, makes a change around you in your whole dynamics which you're surrounded with. Because, in the end, we all are a consultant. We are mothers, we consult our kids, we talk to our husband when he's facing challenges, we talk to our children, we talk to our parents, when they get older, we become their consultant about what to do. So we are consultant in some way. And most of the time when we are consulting, we are just projecting our personality and our life-based experience to help them. But after the course, you'll be able to understand other people and their situation and learn how to communicate with people who are not similar like you, who are different. So we're starting to embrace the difference rather than reject people who are different than us. So a total harmony is coming in
Exactly.
your life, right? So this is a future consultant course, but this is also a future transformation course. Everything just gets easier. And most of the people who are in the course do become a consultant later on, because in the beginning, as I said, we are all coming into any course for looking for our own solutions, and the course provides you that.
Yes, exactly. Um, Thank you, dear doctor, for today answer, and I think today answers are very valuable for us, and I hope they clarified our doubts about this course. Thank you. Dziękuję bardzo za dzisiejszy udział w naszych pytaniach i odpowiedziach. Mam nadzieję, że wyjaśniliśmy wszystkie wątpliwości a propos tych 2 pytań. Jeżeli macie jeszcze jakieś pytania, to bardzo proszę zadawajcie je nawet pod tym filmem. Będziemy się starać wszystkie przekazywać je do dr Shivani i na pewno wyjaśnimy je na następnym spotkaniu z doktor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Doctor.